All right, so this is going to be a video about mathematical expressions in Python. The objectives of this video, the things that you should be able to do after watching this video, at least on some level, is express an algorithm using sequencing, or that uses sequencing, represent a step-by-step algorithmic process using sequential code statements, and evaluate expressions that use arithmetic operators. So this is going to be pretty mathy, but it's basically just the operations versus, actually trying to solve for a variable or anything like that. So it shouldn't be too bad. All right, first thing is we're going to say that expressions are evaluated to produce a single value. So what I mean by that is if you had a variable, let's just call it var a, is equal to 1 plus 1, and I print this variable out, it's going to print out a 2 over here because 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now, if you remember before, when I said whenever you want to print something, you want to give it some context. So I'm going to say var a is equal to var a. Okay, so now when I run it, it's going to say var a is equal to 2. All right, so if you notice right here, this expression, this 1 plus 1, evaluates to a single value. In that case, it's equal to 2. That's what it says over here in the output on the right, that it's equal to 2. Right, the next thing that we're going to talk about is that sequential statements execute in the order they appear in the code segment. Okay. What this means is if I say var a is equal to var a plus 3, this is not saying that var a is equal to var a plus 3. It's saying set var a equal to whatever var a was before. So that's what this is right here. It's setting it equal to whatever var a was before, and then it's adding 3 to it. So if I print this to the screen, here I'll do this, is now equal to var a. What's going to happen is it just goes based on the order. So var a is equal to 2 based on line 6 right here, and it's going to be 2 plus 3. So this should print out, I didn't mean not equal, I meant now equal to var a. And if you notice right here, it says it's equal to 5. So it does not say that var a is equal to var a plus 3. It's setting var a equal to var a plus 3. So what it was equal to before, and then it's just adding 3 to it. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is that clarity, if I can spell, and readability are important considerations when expressing an algorithm in a programming language. Okay, so this might be a little confusing because of the word algorithm. And algorithm basically, I'm going right here, algorithm is basically just a fancy word of saying a process or a procedure. Okay, so you can think of it, there is a procedure for tying your shoes. In essence, what you're doing is an algorithm. You are following an algorithm to tie your shoes or make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or, unlocking your phone, whatever. Algorithm is just any process or procedure. It's just a fancy word for it. All right, arithmetic operators are part of most programming languages and include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus operators. Okay, you should know most of those. The one that's a little bit different, I would say, is the modulus, but I'm going to explain that in a little bit. We're also going to talk about, so there are also operators for exponentiation, so exponents, spelling everything wrong today, and floor division. This just means always rounding down regardless of whatever the number says. It is important to understand that the order of operations used in math applies with programming as well. So make sure you follow order of operations each time. And one thing that's a little bit different is that this modulus, this mod, it is the same precedence as multiplication and division. Okay, so if you think about order of operations, modulus would be with the multiplication and division. It would happen before the addition or subtraction. So let's do some coding with all this stuff that I just wrote out. So var a, let's just set this equal to 2. Var b, let's just set it equal to 3. And basically I'm going to print addition and I'm going to say var A plus var B. Okay, so it should output addition as 5. Okay, over here. Not too complicated, similar to 1 plus 1, only I used variables. Okay, if we did another one, let's do subtraction, and I'm going to change this plus to a minus, and then it becomes a -1 because it's 2 minus 3 is equal to -1. I'll do another one really quick for multiplication. We're going to do var A times var B is equal to 6, so you can see off to the right, multiplication 6. Print, let's do division. Var A divided by var B. And an interesting thing is going to happen here is the 2 divided by 3 is actually an int divided by an int, and in older versions of Python, it would actually do integer division, so it would round it off a little weirdly. So, but this one does not do that. It actually turns it into a float. So that is important to understand that when you're dividing two numbers, it does treat it like a float, and it assumes that's what you want, so it turns it into a decimal, even though I divided two integers there. Okay, we're going to do modulus next. Var A, and then the mod operator is a percent symbol. So I'm going to put a little percent symbol there. And basically how this works is it's going to do 2 divided by 3, and whatever the remainder is, which in this case 2 divided by 3, the remainder would be 2. So when that's going to print out, it's going to print out a 2 there. So we notice it says modulus is 2. Okay, which is not that exciting. So let's actually change this to another number. Let's do 13. 13 divided by 3 would have a remainder of 1 because 4 times 3 is 12, and there's 13. So 13 divided by 3, well, if you did 4 times 3, it's 12. So that's even. That's the closest number that's even without going over. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. But since we're doing 13 divided by 3, there's going to be an extra 1 because that 12 and the 13, if you do 13 minus 12, there's an extra 1. So if I run this now, the mod should be 1, as you can see right there. If I change this to a 4, like a 14, it'll be a 2. If you change it to something that's actually divisible by it, like 15 is divisible by 3, it's going to be a mod 0 because there is no remainder. You can do 15 divided by 3 evenly. So it's basically just as the remainder when you divide two numbers. We can talk about more of that in class. Okay, next, let's do exponents. So we're going to do var A. Exponent is 2 stars, so it's double multiplication symbols. So this one is going to do 15 to the third. So I'm going to write that down. This is going to be 15 to the third power, which is going to be a huge number there, 3,375. Okay. Let's do, let's see here. Let's do floor division. Basically, this just always forces a round down to happen. And to do this, you do double division symbols. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to get rid of the 15 and the 3. Let's do 13 divided by 3. If you round that off, it's going to be 4 and 1/3. So it's just going to round this to a 4. So it should output a 4 right there. Floor division is 4. Okay, so it just rounds it down. Floor meaning the bottom, so it's going to round down each time. So that's basically all of the operations that you need to know: the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Modulus, that's this thing right here. Sometimes called mod. And then this one's exponents. And this one's floor division, which is just rounding down. No matter what, even if it's 0.9, it would still round down. I can show you that by let's see, if I just did 0.999, and then let's divide it by 1. Even though it would round up usually to a 1, this one's going to round to a 0. Right there, floor division 0. Just kind of wanted to show you that really quick. All right, so there are also more assignment operators. The only assignment operator that we've gone over so far is that equal sign. Okay, the equal sign really is just an assignment operator, but there's other ones besides the equal sign. Okay, to kind of show you this, let's do a variable c, and let's do 70 for that value. Okay, we're going to do print var c is equal to, and then we're going to say var c. Okay, this is just going to output a 70, so var c is equal to 70, which is what we have here. But what we're going to do is we're going to show you other operators. So that's just that setting it equal to it. You could do one where it's plus equals, and let's just do plus equals, I don't know, 100. Doesn't really matter. And then we're going to print. Actually, what I'm going to do is just copy and paste this because it's going to be a little bit easier. And what this is essentially doing is it's taking whatever var c is already and adding 100 to it. Okay, so if I run this, you'll notice it says var c is 70 and then var c is 170. Okay, so this is just a shortcut for saying var c is equal to var c plus 100. Okay. Let's do another one. Let's do var c is minus equals, let's just, let's subtract off 20 from it and then paste that in there, run this. Now it's gonna say 70, 170, and then that's gonna minus 20 from it, and then it's gonna say 150. Okay, this is the same thing as taking whatever var c is already and subtracting 20 from it. Okay, so it's the plus equals, the minus equals. Let's do multiply equals, it's the same thing. Let's multiply it by, I don't know, I guess let's just do 10 since it's easy math. And then let's see here, print it out. So if you notice that 150 becomes 1,500. Okay, let's do another one. Let's just do division. It's division equals, let's divide it by 20. Okay, it's gonna output 75 right here. Notice it automatically turns it to a float because of that division. Let's do var c. You can do this with exponents as well, which is not that important. Same with like mod, you can mod this if you want. And I don't know, let's just do mod, let's do 4. So that way we actually get a different result there. So yeah, the var c is equal to 3 because if you divided it by 4, the next closest thing to it would be 72, because 72 divided by 4 is 18. But 72, there's 3 extra because it's 75 minus 72, so that's where the 3 comes from. Again, you don't really use that. I probably shouldn't even be showing you this, but that's okay. You can do the exponent version of this as well. So say we wanted to raise whatever the value is to some other value and set it equal to it. So let's do 4. This should be 81. Once you do it, whoops, what did I do wrong here? Oops, I did division. There we go. That's embarrassing. All right, yeah, so 3 to the 4th is 81. That's what we have right there. And then last but not least, you can do floor division. Again, you're not really probably going to do much with this, but might as well show you anyway. Let's see, what's a good thing to do a floor division on? Let's just do 2. So 81 divided by 2, it would floor division that to 40, because you're dividing by 2. It's really 40.5, but it's going to divide it, or it's going to round it down to 40. Okay, so that's basically a quick run through of all of the mathematical, the things you can do with mathematical expressions in Python. If you have any questions about anything in this video, let me know.